Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I'm your host, Uplifting. I have with me the man behind the camera. Talk to the people, man.
Man, what's good, folks? How y'all living today?
Welcome back to another episode. We've been seeing a lot, man. A lot's been going on, man.
Tell me about it, boy. The world is
It's going crazy.
Yeah. Why does it change so fast these days, man? It wasn't like this when we was teenagers. Now the world, you never know what you're gonna wake up to.
We was teenagers.
Especially even the weather.
We was teenagers years ago, though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
These days.
Yeah, it's 80.
I mean,
it's 80. I'll tell you, man.
It's 35 and snowing. You know it snowed last night, right?
Oh yeah, it did snow and ice rain. Growing up in Baltimore,
it was 75 Monday.
We didn't really know what snow was for real. They ain't had snow in the city when I was growing up, but let's get off the old man stuff, man. How you been?
Man, hanging in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Trying to configure the ways to get financed.
Yeah. Life is life can be stressful without finances, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we was talking about this earlier off camera, but Tory Lanez is very, very strong-minded, resilient, you would say.
Yeah, he has to be.
Right.
He was put in a situation where he had to be.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't have got financed.
But, I mean, lawyers ain't cheap, bro.
I've heard he paid over $1 million for his. So, I sound like an old man with that one. His lawyers.
Yeah.
Team.
I think, honestly, bro, I wanted to talk about that because recently he was going back and forth with Meg Thee Stallion on Twitter. I don't know why people resort to Twitter. But I wanted to talk about getting in situations that, for a man could devastate you and stress you and make you, quit, give up, right? Most people, they will go hide in a corner or sneak off or you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he's not guilty or anything like that, but to be in that situation and to outwork his problems, to be in the place where he is now, where the tides have turned. You right? Yeah. The tides have turned. Not the case.
No, but his financial situation.
Like the financial and the outcry of the media. People are back on his side. People are listening to his music again. And
he just didn't stop.
And I'm not advocating for any of that situation at all. But at the same time, bro, I mean, we have to just applaud his resilience in this situation to really just stay focused, stay locked in, and outwork what's going on and not cry and not give up and not just say,
fold.
Woe is me.
Yeah, not fold.
Never fold, bro.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
you got to stick it out past the river call. You got to see the river call. That's a poker term. You gotta understand. But there's a lot of players that play like that.
Right.
They make sure they get to that last call, no matter how much it costs.
Right.
So.
And I like that you said that, bro. No matter how much it costs.
Yeah.
And that's what I be thinking about. It's like, how much are you willing to spend? Like, how much are you willing to give to what you really, really care about? Mm-hmm. Like Kobe, and I'll put the quote in here, but
I think I would describe love as happiness. I think I'd describe it as a beautiful journey. It has its ups and downs, right? Whether it's in marriage or whether it's in the career, things are never perfect. Yeah. But through love, you continue to persevere and you move through them. You move through them. And then through that storm, beautiful sun emerges. Yeah. Right? And inevitably another storm comes. And guess what? You ride that one out too. Yeah. So I think love is a certain determination and persistence to go through the good times and the bad times with the someone or something that you truly love.
Kobe talks about love. And when you really love, what love taught him, and when you really love something, what you're willing to do for it. Yeah. And when you really love yourself, what are you willing to do for it? What are you willing to do for yourself, right? We say that we're going to make certain things happen. We say that come hell or high water, this is it.
Right.
And hell or high water come, and this ain't it.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe went through a situation, I won't really highlight it too much, but during that year leading up to the trial that he was about to embark on, he dropped 3 50-point games in 2003.
And a lot of back-to-back 40s.
Yeah, and a lot of back-to-back 40s. And you have all of that going on in your mind leading up to what could potentially happen because somebody made an accusation about you that we see that is not totally true.
Yeah, he dug in deep, man. And it actually is funny that you mentioned this. Gary Payton is actually doing an interview. He just basically talked about how mentally, you know, someone doing this to him kind of tore him up mentally.
Right.
And it created like a fire in him.
Right.
Like vengeance, right?
Yeah.
But he took the vengeance and put it into his craft.
Put it into your craft.
It's almost like basically what Tory did.
Right.
He spoke through his music if he was listening to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And we talk about breakups on here. We talk about, you know, losing people in life, failing in situations. And that is supposed to strengthen you, not crush you.
Right.
Right? You're supposed to be resilient in those times.
Yeah, man.
And I'm going to put the definition of resilient up here on the screen. If you're watching the podcast, you'll definitely want to check this. If you listen to the podcast, you want to watch the podcast so you can check this out.
Most definitely.
But it's a hard thing to really think about is that the worst that you could think of will come to you on your road to success.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jeff Green had his heart cut open.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna put that clip in here.
Heart surgery, toughest thing I've ever been through in life. Made me look at life in a different perspective. And I was very scared. Being told that you had to have heart surgery is, you know, not nearly as, you know, mind relaxing as being told you had to have knee surgery or, you know, ankle surgery or anything like that. That's your heart, you know, that's something that keeps you alive. And it was probably one of the toughest things I've ever had to go through. Waking up from the heart surgery, the NBA wasn't even on my mind, to be honest. My first thought was standing up and getting through the procedure. A lot of pain. That's all I can remember, just pain.
But he talks about all he can remember is the pain. All he can remember is the pain of that surgery and coming back and hitting a game winner for the Celtics, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can go through anything. You just have to be strong enough mentally, and you have to love it. You have to understand that things are going to happen. You can bounce back.
You know, it's crazy that you mentioned that because before I came to this pod, I seen a Will Smith quote that he was like, basically, people say, "Can you get through this? Can you handle this?" Right? He was like, and they don't mean can you handle the situation. They mean can you handle everything that's gonna happen mentally.
Yes.
They mean can you take all those negative things that's gonna come at you, that's gonna run through your mind. Can you handle that and still create something with it? Can you do that? That's what can you handle this mean.
Yes.
Mentally.
Yeah, bro. You talked about it. You said life and all of these distractions are disturbing your peace.
Yeah.
And
that's what it's doing, man.
And to find peace mentally in those times is when you can really prosper and push through and make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
Like Tory, Kobe, Jeff Green, these guys went through some of the most tragic stuff. Some stuff you don't come back from, bro.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
I mean, we can keep on and on. It's funny that we keep mentioning athletes, but Adrian Peterson.
Wow.
My man tore his ACL twice. And you talking about something that you don't come back from. ACL, 75% of people don't come back from.
And if you do come back, you don't come back the same.
You don't come back the same?
And you don't come back and become an MVP.
Yeah, you just don't.
As a running back.
You feel
there's
what
a
I'm
lot
saying?
of things that have to go right.
Running backs only last 4 or 5 years now.
Bro,
Adrian Peterson had a 11-year career. Like,
there's just so much that has to go right. I'm not the football guy. You the football guy.
Right.
But there's a lot that has to go right for you to be successful as a running back. And then for them to say you are the reason the team is winning.
Yeah. And then the continued success.
Come on.
Because you got to think and look at Zeke right now. They
Right.
saying he fell off. He only been in the league 4 years.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you take a guy like AP and my man, but when he was where Zeke is, he tore his ACL.
Right.
And then came back, like you said, and got MVP, played for a team, then played for another team and gave him and was the workhorse. Got 30 touches a game.
We could.
So yeah, that's that. What are we talking about? That's resiliency, man.
Resiliency, bro. Seriously, and I can't remember what I was reading, but that's why I wanted to touch on this because we are seeing a time where everything is telling you that it's okay to fail, or it's okay to quit, or it's okay to give up. And yes, if it's really not meant to be, pivot.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you stop moving. You never stop. You never quit. You always keep going.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that life is going to continue on.
Yeah.
The next day is coming.
Yeah.
So why would you stop? Why would you stop going and moving forward to the next day?
Right. I mean, and it's funny that we're bringing it full circle because we talked about it at the beginning of the podcast when we talked about the weather.
Right.
It may be 80 one day.
Right.
It may be snowing 2 days from now.
Right.
You got to pivot. You got to put your hoodie on.
Yeah.
You got to put your jacket on.
Right.
You got to take it off sometimes.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, you got to move. You got to move with the punches, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Life is
because failure is not an option. It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You know, it happens, but it shouldn't be. And then when it does happen, how you gonna get back up so you can get a chance to fail
How are you
again?
going to get back up, man? People do 20 years in jail
Mm-hmm.
and make something out of themselves.
Man, you talking about Wallow right now? Okay.
I'm not just wallow. I mean, we got uncles, we got family members that
Right.
went to college for a long time.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like these things are happening to real people
True.
where the world throws you away or the world throws something at you, and you have to be resilient and recover.
Most definitely.
You got to fight for yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it uplifting. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Keep it uplifting.